Muy buenas tardes, inversionistas, aquí le habla el inversionista Blicón. Hoy, vamos a hablar acerca de I'm sorry. So, today we're gonna speak about what are put options, right? Because I told you I was gonna do like a second part. A put option is basically uh, a way for you to bet, right? Level 2, that the stock market is gonna go down. So, same analogy with the call option. You pay a premium, but instead of if it goes up, you make money. If it goes down, you make money. So what people do is they buy insurance. They call it insurance. They buy one put, and if they notice that there's a movement very deep to the downside, they'll buy 1,000 calls, 2,000 calls. So now with a $200-$300 investment, they have protection against market going down. So this is something that I didn't get until I actually bought insurance and the market went down. This happened back in what was it? The first weeks of October, the market went down. It always does, right? And I bought insurance because I was like, okay, if it's gonna go down, I'm gonna buy this. There's something called so you could buy a whole market ETF, exchange traded fund, which basically means you're gonna owe the whole, whether it's the Nasdaq, whether it's the Dow Jones, whether it's the S&P, whether it's the KRE, and so on and so on. So basically, the KRE are all the banks, the QQQs are Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq is tech. Think Meta, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, and so on and so on. Right? So the top shelf companies. The Dow Jones is now with the Dow Jones. And with the S&P, I don't mess around with that. What I understand, the Dow Jones is the industrial averages for, like, I think maybe like the top 1,000 or 100 companies, and the S&P stands for Standard and Poor 500. The 500 companies that are in that index, right? So basically, going back to the point, a put option is a way to get protection for your account. So that's when you start to have more money. And going back to the October analogy, right? I bought protection. The market went down. My call options, I bought like 10. It went up because the market went down, right? It was called SQQQ. So it stands for inverse leverage, the QQQ. There's the one time bear, there's 3 times bear, inverse leverage, which means if the market goes down, it goes down 3 times of whatever you're gonna bet. So that's even better, because imagine if the market goes down, when it goes down hard, right? So if the market goes down, the Nasdaq goes up 2% a day, but when it goes down 5% a day. So now imagine inverse leverage, 5%. It's not gonna be 5%. It's gonna be 15%. And the moves aren't. I've noticed that the moves aren't like the way the Nasdaq is, right? The movements are when it goes up, it's just 1%, but when it goes down, it's like 5, 6, 3%, and it happens once, twice, 3 times a week. So if you understand the analogy, a put option is protection. A call option, the market goes up, you make money. So today, it was a beautiful day. Oh, and there's gamma squeeze. So a gamma squeeze is basically when everybody, I'm saying big money, I'm saying retail traders, they're buying. So what happens is, because there's so much there's so much volume. Now there's another term, volume. Volume is the amount of calls that a company has, right? So if there's a lot of volume, and if you go into the third level graphs, there's a call to put ratio. which tells you on a day there was this amount of calls and there was this amount of puts. And the volume, it tells you how much, right? So if there's a lot of volume and if there's no puts and the call to ratio, it's more against calls, you don't need that much money to make the market jump like today. Like today, the KRE jumped. The whole bank system with yesterday. Jerome Powell was like, you know what? We might lower the rates. So now the market's starting to be like, oh shit, the banks, they collapsed March. All the banks. I'm talking Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, Capital One, Citibank. Everybody collapsed. Not collapsed, but they went down 10 to 15% in a couple of weeks. So back then, I made money. I woke up one night and I saw the news. So I believe it was First Republic Bank. It was Silicon Valley Bank. So it was a domino effect. It was one bank fell. It was one of the so it happened because it was a crypto related bank. The crypto market was very bearish on 2021, right? Many people who had money in that and were banks, they used capital to get loans.